become consistent is vision. Working on your vision of who and what you want to become, not only in yourself but with your trading. Trading is just a vehicle, but unless you have something programming your brain on a daily basis about who and what you're working towards, you'll most likely not be consistent. You'll vary off into other routines, or you'll violate your trading rules or objectives. And this is where you need to be reinforcing this on a daily basis, and that little voice in your head will come back to you and say, hold on a second. Remember your vision. Stick to the plan. Working on who and what you want to become with your trading. Doing those things day after day will consistently reinforce moving you in the direction of your vision of who and what you want to become. This is not about why you're trading or how you're trading. This is about you. This is about what are you working towards, about who you want to become and what you want to become. So, is the current method of what you're doing creating those results already? And if not, if you don't have the results that you want, you need to break that down into the habits that you have already. And if those results aren't what you want, we need to change those habits. So we need to be congruent with creating daily habits that will produce the results that we want, that will move us towards our vision. And a good vision is something that will continuously pull you to do positive actions. So your homework in the next 24 to 48 hours of listening to this audio is writing out your vision. And don't worry if you don't know exactly what that is, but start it today and begin shaping it. And you can use present tense terms such as I am statements or this or something better at the end of your current statements. Remember, this may continue to evolve and change as you change. And as you unlock new education and learnings and you continue to grow, so will your vision, and you can constantly reshape and rework this. But it's important to be reviewing this on a daily basis, writing, reading, and hearing it for yourself. And if you're struggling with what your vision is, start using this affirmation. I am so happy and grateful I have perfected my vision. And guess what? Before you know it, you'll be perfecting your vision. Guys, this is just number 1. We have 6 more strategies that are part of our daily routine. So number 2, we've got our vision done. Now we need to adopt a high-performance daily routine. And this is the one thing that's going to keep us continually working towards being at the top of our game. If you create a daily routine, this is what will create the habits that will reinforce you moving in the direction of your vision. And these small disciplines done daily will pay huge dividends. And if your daily routine isn't congruent with your vision already, you're probably not producing the results that you want in your life. So, what is this daily routine? Well, the first thing we want to be working on a daily basis is our mindset. We need to be efficient with our time, and we need to protect our mindset. The natural default mechanism of our brain is always negative and self-defeating. The reticular activating system is there to protect us. It's there to keep us safe, and it's there to keep us where we're at. It's survival, and we're not naturally wired for trading. We're naturally wired for survival. So we need to be programming our brain on a daily basis because the natural default mechanism is negative. So, how do we do that? What I tend to work on first off is I start the night before. So I start my daily routine the night before I go to bed. I don't watch the news. I don't read the paper. I don't want to know about anything negative in terms of disasters, deaths, fires, murders, etc. So when I go to bed, I put my phone on flight mode, and I have a file on there with my vision board images and an audio file that has my affirmations on there. And I look at my vision board while I listen to that audio file of my affirmations. Then I might listen to a short podcast or an audiobook, or sometimes a short meditation. This is the best time for me to program my supercomputer with my vision and my affirmations before I go to sleep, so that while I'm asleep, my brain is still working on those incantations and images in my brain. Now, if the last thing I saw before I went to bed was the news, my supercomputer would be processing all that garbage overnight, instead of working on the things that I want it to be working on. So before I go to bed, I do the pre-sleep meditation and affirmations. And upon wakening in the morning, I usually get up around 4:30. I'm an early riser. I always have been. That might be from my ice hockey days. But I do that routine again. So now I open up my phone. Remember, it's still on flight mode. I go through my images of my vision board and my affirmations. And all this takes less than 5 minutes. So for yourself, some homework. Write out a short list of meditations and gratitudes and put together a vision board. And review this every morning and every night. You can do it like I do it on your phone. You can do it on your computer. You can do it on a piece of paper. Keep it simple, but keep it so that you can constantly have it with you and review it, and you might change that. But you want to be doing this before you go to sleep and when you get up in the morning. So once I've done that routine, I get to my gratitude list. So in the morning, every morning, I go through a list of everything I'm grateful for. So at least 10 things every day. And I always try to look for new people, new learnings, and new experiences every day that I am grateful for. So basically, I try and gratitude until I can't gratitude anymore. My kids, my wife, my health, my dogs, the trading markets, my parents, my friends, my kids' sports coaches, anything I can think of, I just keep going. I want to be in a state of gratitude when I start my day. Next thing I do is I listen to at least one piece of audio content every single day. Or it doesn't have to be, it could be a video, but I do some sort of training every single day on either mindset, technical, or personal growth, health, whatever that may be, but I do something every single day. And it's the philosophy of Kaizen, which is constant improvement. I'm always using my phone. I have audiobooks on my phone. I try to go through at least one book a month, and sometimes I may average a book a week. But I find that I can put it on 1.5 to 2 times speed. I can get through a lot more learning a lot quicker. And for me, audio is just a way for me to accelerate my learning and my mindset. And generally speaking, I usually do this while I'm exercising, so I try to combine those my free time as learning time. So your next piece of homework is to write out your pre-sleep and your early wake-up mindset routine. Okay, so just to review, we've gone through our vision. We're adapting a high-performance routine. We're going to work on our mindset. And our next step, number 4, is exercise, nutrition, and hydration. Someone asked Richard Branson, what is the most productive thing you can do to become a billionaire? And he responded, exercise. Exercise is the one thing that will help you keep you from getting sick. It will keep you efficient. It keeps the blood flowing. It clears your head. It helps you focus. It makes you feel good. It breaks the stress cycle in our body and the adrenaline and cortisol buildup that stress produces in our bodies. Movement causes the release of chemicals in the brain like norepinephrine, dopamine, serotonin, and brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which are all feel-good chemicals. And they affect the dentate gyrus, which is the part of the brain which takes about 20 minutes of exercise to release those proteins and molecules. And that causes an effect known as neurogenesis, which is creating brand new cells that get created, and they change everything about who you are, and not just physically, but mentally also. It doesn't matter how you do it, but you must be moving and exercising as part of your high-performance daily routine. This is going to shift your physiology and your mental state. And again, just like the name of the title, this is about high performance, not survival performance. This is about getting your physical body and your mental state at the highest possible performing state, so that when you approach your trading and your markets, that you're in the best possible conditioning to be successful. Now with your exercise, you can have a variety. You want to be trying to do something at least 5 to 7 days a week. Whatever your individual situation necessitates, make your health a priority. You need to speak to a trainer or your doctor or your health professional regarding which protocol might be the most advisable for you, but you definitely want to be doing this if you're not already. And if you are already doing this, you might want to be just looking at continuing that or tweaking it to maximize the benefits that you can get out of this. If you don't do it, your body's natural stress and survival mechanisms can work against you in a negative way. So not only in your trading and performance, but also in your health. So if you're not in the best physical health, most likely your headspace isn't the best, and that can also spill into your trading results. So in terms of nutrition, for the most part, I believe that generally people are very deficient in vitamins and minerals. And this not only interferes with their overall health, but it impedes their ability to be a top performer physically, mentally, and emotionally. And this will affect not only your health, but your trading. It is imperative to be dedicating to giving your body the highest octane nutrition that you can. Simple stuff, easiest way to start, eliminate refined salts, sugars, and chemicals when they're in a processed form. Remember, you are what you eat. It's that simple. So if you eat crap if you eat crap, you're going to feel and think like crap. Eat fruits, vegetables, whole grains, lean proteins, healthy fats. Keep it simple. Eat foods that don't come in a package box or have a label. Try to stick to foods that have been produced from the earth as much as you can. Keep it simple. Drinking water. Generally, a rule of thumb, even with water, is just one glass of water for every 10 kilograms or 20 pounds, roughly, of body weight. And, I always drink a liter of water with some lemon and maybe some greens as soon as I get up in the morning, and I do that before every meal on an empty stomach. And I'm always sipping water throughout the day. So your homework for this part, if you're not already doing so, or you haven't been consistent with making this part of your daily routine, I would set a 30-day goal, which we're going to talk about in a second. One of your 30-day goals should be to get into an exercise routine and a nutrition program that's going to be better than what you're currently doing. Or if you're already doing that, fantastic, carry on. Does it mean you have to train for an Ironman triathlon? Absolutely not. Do you got to become a bodybuilder? Absolutely not. But what you want to do, remember, studies suggest that to stimulate your physiology and activate your feel-good chemicals, you need at least 20 minutes a day of activity that elevates your heart rate and gets you sweating. Okay. So, all right. Are we getting value here or what? Now we're only at number 4. Number 5, accelerate your learning. Now we want to speed up our learning in our trading. So we want to come by the 10,000 hour of practice rule. Malcolm Gladwell in his book Outliers talks about individuals who were excellent performers on the outside of the bell curve in their unique fields. And those people individually usually had hit that point at some time around the 10,000 hour mark of constant study. Now, I'm going to just reinforce here with what we're going to do. We don't want to be doing 10,000 hours of improper practice. So we want to make sure that, number one, when we go through our paper trading, I do 10 to 20 review trades a day. And what I do, I have an hourly system and I have an end-of-day system. And I go back and I randomly choose different markets and I go bar by bar for at least 10 trades on each system, which doesn't take me very long. I can probably do that in half an hour, 15 minutes to half an hour, depending on which day it is. But I review my system bar by bar and how my results performed under various markets. Again, they're just random selection. There's over 15 years of data there that I can constantly, over 20 pairs, so there's plenty of data for me to review. And I want to go through that and manage the trade exactly as I would in a live situation in terms of the volatility, the time I would review the next bar, the drawdown, the emotional stress that may have put on me, and the time frame. It's the same thing I need to perform in live trading. So I'm trying to follow that exactly as it would unfold itself in live trading conditions. Now, I want to also keep a record of this. So I want to just keep track of my performance day to day in those simulated trades. Now, if I can do 10 to 20 trades a day, week in and week out, I've already been doing this for over 15 years, but I can accelerate my ability to improve performing under pressure in all market conditions. So there's a Roman legionnaire saying that I use: make training a bloodless battle so that your battle is just bloody training. And that means that you need to go over thousands of trades and scenarios. And when that market opens on Monday morning, it's just another trading day and you're prepared for any possibilities. The market's always going to be making moves and black swans and when and where everybody doesn't expect it. And a high performer prepares himself for every situation, just like in sport and in trading. When the unexpected occurs, which it's going to, you'll have a game plan intact and you'll focus on the following your process with flawless execution and executing your trading plan. So remember, you're competing against the best in the world, and in some cases the best educated. Some were or are elite athletes. They're highly competitive. They have the best equipment, better access to information, and they may even be working harder than you. And this is an environment where if you're not 100% committed and prepared, you may have some winning trades. But the likelihood of you succeeding long-term and being consistent is almost zero. So if you approach it with this level of dedication and commitment that it takes to be a high performer, you have a chance of succeeding and creating the life that you want and intact with your vision that you drew up in the first part of this audio. So whatever is tracked and measured can be changed. And if you're having inconsistency and trouble with your paper trading and backtesting, this is your opportunity to review and study. And if you don't make the necessary changes, chances are you're not going to see that success show up in your live trading either. So your homework, go through and create a day-to-day simulated trading review system of at least 10 trades a day. Number 6, journaling. So we want to be writing things down. We want to be keeping a journal of our psychology and what's happening day to day. During the day, if you're an intraday trader, again, for me, I trade an hourly system, but I only trade around the London Open, and I trade the New York close on end-of-day charts. So I keep a diary, so to speak, of what's happening around me, and if I want to be able to identify patterns of distraction or success, and I want to be able to work on them. I want to try and duplicate what was successful or what's been successful for me in terms of my environment, my approach, my daily routine, my psychology, my review, and my preparation day in and day out. One thing I obviously can't do is control the market, but I want to prepare myself for all possibilities in that, and I want to keep a record of it. So as part of that, you want to archive your best 2 or 3 or 4 even best trade setups. So create a bit of a playbook in your journaling. You might want to review your plan, your risk management, your note-taking from market observations. However you would like to approach that, I would encourage you to be keeping accurate records and stats. And the more you're up to date and detailed, the more likely you are going to be in sync with the market and your trading style, and less likely to be gunslinging from the hip and reacting to movement that the market was definitely going to be throwing at you. So your homework, start a journal, and if you haven't already done so, start recording all of your trades and start keeping simple, detailed records of your trading results. Number 7, 30-day goals. So at the beginning of every month, we're going to be setting 30-day goals that are simple, they're attainable, they're realistic, and we're going to achieve those goals, or most of them, and then we're going to do it again at the beginning of the next month, and we'll continuously raise the bar on ourselves. So you want to pick 3 to 4, maybe 5, just 30-day goals in terms of improving from where you're at right now. That may include exercise, that might be include your mindset reading or audio recordings on a daily basis. A shorter version of this is 3 for 3, 3 things that are going to help, or 3 to thrive, 3 to thrive. What are 3 things that are going to help me thrive each day? So, with the 30-day goals, it might be better journaling. It might be reviewing at least 10 trades a day for the next 30 days. It might be getting off the screen. It might be better exits, better profit taking, being more patient on entries, holding on to a winning trade longer, exiting on my stop loss properly. Just tell you a little story. Jerry Seinfeld read in Forbes or one of the magazines, they said that at the peak of his success, he was earning somewhere in the neighborhood of $140 million a year. And he had a young comedian approach him, and he said, Jerry, what's the number one thing that I can do to achieve success in this industry? And Jerry Seinfeld said to him, he said, get a calendar. And he said, every day write jokes. And each day that you write a joke, cross off a day on the calendar. And so the young comedian said to him, okay, great. So how long do I do that for? And Seinfeld said to him, he said, every day write jokes. Every single day write jokes. And don't ever stop. If you want to be the best, you need to do things daily. And this strategy will give you a visual way to say, did I do the things that I know I should be doing to meet my vision? And doing them every day. And these 30-day goals will reinforce those daily habits, those small daily disciplines of working and producing the results that will be congruent with your vision. So your homework, set out some 30-day goals. Again, they can be from any area that you want, but definitely constantly review those goals and constantly raise the bar on yourself. Now, that's my daily routine. Now, I typically do all this before 7:30 in the morning. And me personally, I believe the morning routine is what preps me for my day. That's when I start my day. Now, some of you might be saying, oh my God, gosh, let's get on with it. Now, I'm not suggesting that you have to have the same morning routine, but why it works so well is that I have it at the same time specifically every day. And where people often fall apart is when they don't make something part of their routine. They say that they're going to do something, but they don't actually specifically categorize when or what time. And here's the problem. If you don't specify and actually schedule when you're going to do these things, you're going to find yourself trying to fit it in. And here's what I guarantee you. You will try and fit it in. And the majority of you may never fit it in. And I'm going to express, I might express gratitude during the day at some point. I'll drink my water when I get a few minutes. I'm going to try and get a workout in. I'll do it later. Problem is, most people can't control their day. And it happens, right? Things happen all day long that interfere with what you had in mind when you started your day. So if you try and fit things into your day, they typically won't ever get done. And that's why I like a morning routine. If you're not an early riser, do a night routine. But a word of caution there, me personally, I think a night routine is tougher. And if you've had a tough day, you might get home, you're tired. I've had a few things that happen at work that might have upset you, and your attitude might just come down to, I'll do it tomorrow. You know what? And maybe that's what you've been doing already. So, commitment is doing the thing you said you would do long after the mood has passed. Okay, so just a couple of other tidbits. I try to avoid gossiping and engaging in negative activities and conversations. I don't look for tips. I don't watch the news, financial news, or anything else. I'm not interested in any of that. I don't think it's going to help you or your trading. I'm not worried about Facebook or Instagram and chat forums. And, I try to eliminate all the self-defeating behaviors that are not serving me. Now, yeah, I do use Instagram and Facebook, but I'm not on there during the day. I might make a post, I might answer some messages, and that's it. But as I told you before, my phone is on flight mode at night and in the morning. And, you need to constantly review and work on your trading plan and simplify it and keep things simple. Just to kind of give you a closing out here, you need to understand the alternatives. In 5 years, if nothing was different for you in your life or in your trading, or in your job, or your health, or your relationships, would this be okay with you? What's the alternative of success for you? And some of you might already be successful, and that's okay. Continue to do. This is about constant improvement. And for those people maybe who are just getting started or who have been really struggling to be successful, this starts with the routines and the habits that will reinforce your mindset and forge resiliency and character and understanding and stoicism in your trading. Okay, trading's not about being right or wrong. This is about being a high performer. So there's a lot of pain points for some people, and I don't know what your pain point is, but you do. And to me, success means two main things: growth and contribution. And if I'm not adding value to this planet, I'm unhappy, and I don't like that. And I need to be contributing and growing. And that's the point of me doing this audio and having my blog. I want to be using that to help others, but also it reinforces my learning and my focus and my understanding. And fear is a great short-term motivator, but it's only short-term. And this is why we worked on our number one thing in the first part of this recording, and that's keep focusing on your vision. And all 7 of these steps are a must, and they will help you become a very top performer. I appreciate all of you coming here. If you would like more information or you want to follow my blog posts, go to stacyburketrading.com. If you want to share those posts or like them on Facebook and Twitter, that would be fantastic. I'm very grateful for everybody being here. Please send me an email, support@stacyburketrading.com. I'd be happy to have some feedback and answer any questions. Have a great day and good luck trading. Always trade in your own best interests, and may the markets go with you.